to be the intro now. I hope it caught that. Hi, my name is Gwilliam, and today you join me with a guest on the channel. This is Josh. And
hello.
Shout out your channel and everything, lad. Go on.
I'm not allowed to shout.
Speak out your channel then.
Speak out.
Tell the viewers what
I
you're
run a
about.
very inconsistent, boring gaming channel. JussJosh
It's not
01.
boring. Go subscribe. Link in the description. Yeah, so I don't think there'll be a link there, but we can pretend there's a link there. I don't think there's one up there either, or up there. But there will be a link in the description, and they will have the little circly bit at the end of the video that they can click on to go subscribe to Josh. Basically, today, as you've seen by the title, I should hope you know what we're doing today. But if you don't, then we're doing F1 2020 predictions. And as you can see with my very appropriate F1, yes, I know it's a Christmas jumper, we'll move on. It has F1 on it. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So we have laptops.
His jumper has a red car on top. He doesn't think Ferrari's the best.
Meow.
He's just a bit neutral.
Yes, it has. Oh no, it has more red.
Oh, look, it's got a hat.
Is that?
It's got a hat on there.
Anna Williams. Anyway, right. So we have laptops purely just for aesthetics. We're not going to do much on them in this particular video. Wow. I mean, wow. Waited. Right. Anyway, moving on. So the first thing we are going to start with is simply the order. We're going to get right into it. Of the 2020 Drivers' Championship order, and we're going to go from 20th to 1st.
Oh God, I haven't planned this at all.
Wow, I mean, just like his channel, it's inconsistent. You said it yourself.
Do you still want a guess?
I do want to guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Then
So, in which case, since you need to think of yours now,
it's just remembering the drivers and where they're gonna go.
I'm going to start first. And we're going to go from 20th to 1st to build suspense, because that's how podcasts work. So unfortunately, as much as this isn't my reflection on him as a driver, I just don't think the car is up to spec. So in 20
Blame the car.
in 20th position, I have got down good old Nicholas Latifi. He's Rookie of the Year, so well done to him for that. But yeah, unfortunately, my prediction, I think he's going to be 20th. So what do you think? Who's your driver in 20th position, Josh?
I'll have to go with Latifi as well.
Oh, unlucky Latifi.
Lack of experience is just gonna watch now. He'll probably be like 5th or something. Williams will come out like a specified amazing
Williams.
car,
Williams drivers champ.
beating the Mercedes 2.0. The Williams will come out with their own.
And the pink one.
And yeah,
We'll move on to that later. Who have you got in 19th then, Josh?
oh, I'm gonna put someone interesting.
See, I've got someone interesting as well. Oh, we don't know each other's predictions yet.
I
so
was gonna
we're
say
finding out.
it's not a Williams driver.
It's
so,
not
so that it is in fact an Alfa Romeo driver.
Oh, that's interesting.
See, these could all have points. Like I reckon Williams are gonna get at least 1 point.
2.
Oh,
I know. It's bold.
I'm gonna go with Giovinazzi.
Ooh.
Coming above Latifi. Not by much, and losing 2. Not beating out, losing 2. The next one, not by much either.
Okay. So
Watch you have like
I've gone
Grosjean
for
or
someone
something, and he's gonna
different.
crash out.
spoiler alert, Grosjean put in 19th place. I don't think the Haas car is going to have the reliability, and I just think Grosjean's, as much as he is obviously a better driver than most people, I don't think he's at the calibre you need to be for F1 anymore, and I think this potentially could be his last season, as you will potentially see in the 2021 F1 driving prediction video that we'll be doing straight after this, which will come out on the channel soon. So in 19th I've got Romain Grosjean. You were moving on to an 18th driver.
My
Who have you put?
18th. Well, my 18th is Grosjean.
Oh, all right. So why?
It's obvious. He's not lasting in F1. His days are done. And they've dropped. They started off well with 4th when they first come in, but now I reckon they've just lost.
They're going to need a big 2021,
Yeah.
aren't they?
2019 was like when they got Austria, when they got overtaken by the Williams. That was like a Oh, that's where we are. So yeah, was that number 18, number 17?
That was 18 was Grosjean, right? Yeah, because you got Latifi, Giovinazzi, and then yeah.
Yeah.
So, in 18th place for me, I've put George Russell. Again, I don't think the Williams car. It's definitely going to be more competitive than it was last year, but I just don't think it's at the same level as any other car, really, unfortunately, for Williams. I do like them as a team, so I hope they do have a better 2021, but George Russell's in 18th for me. And that's because my phone wasn't on mute, because professionalism. Yeah, I know. Tut.
Someone has friends.
Not many, though. So I'm gonna move this on. In 17th position in the Drivers' Championship, I have got Kevin Magnussen.
Oh.
And that is, again, purely just because I don't think the Haas car is going to be that good this year, so I've put him in 17th. It's simple as that. That's it, really.
I've put Russell.
Oh.
I have faith. I reckon Williams have started their progression, and their first progression is going to be by beating the Haas. I reckon they will beat the Haas.
Yeah.
Well, driver.
Yes. Right, so we've both predicted both Williams drivers already, so that's not gone well for them this year. Sorry, Williams. So in 16th, for me, I've gone a bit bold, a bit out the box here. Danny Kvyat is my 16th place driver. Now, I think the car will be quite good. The AlphaTauri car will be quite good. However, I think that he might just have one too many tuffles with other drivers, one too many torpedoes. He might not have to retire from them, but I just think that he's going to have slightly too many. He's going to drop back too many positions. It's going to happen too many times over the season. So for me, I've put Danny Kvyat in 16th place. It's bold, but you know that's what you've come here for on the James Gwilliam channel. So what about you? Can I guess?
Go for it.
Have you put Raikkonen? Oh yeah.
It's purely on a car front. He's a great driver, experienced driver. It's just purely on the car of Alfa Romeo.
So if you see me writing on my phone, it's purely because that's where I'm writing his predictions down, because I need to know what they are. We will be doing a review video of these predictions at the end of the season. If he's up for it, he should be up for it, hopefully. And Raikkonen in 16th for you brings me on to Raikkonen in 15th for me. That's I've put Raikkonen in 15th. I think the Alpha's going to be better than the Haas, but I think Raikkonen is just his sort of time is kind of gone now. He'll beat the I don't know whose record was it?
What, most race starts?
Yeah. I can't.
Google.
But it will be Raikkonen by the end of this season. I think that's his time gone now. I think that's the only reason he was staying, was to beat that record. He's the oldest driver on the grid now. But the scary thing is that Hamilton will be if he leaves, so that's kind of worrying.
Make Hamilton feel old.
He's old. I bet he already does feel old, to be fair, like with Leclerc and Verstappen.
To be fair, F1 is like a really young sport. Like you'd be like 32, and like here you'd be like, oh, it's not old. But in F1 you're like, oh no, he's too old to be driving an F1
It
car.
is true, to be fair. Like reactions and everything is
Yeah.
important. Who have you got in 15th then, Josh?
If you can guess this one, I'll be very impressed. You should have guessed. My 15th is one that you've already said.
Magnussen.
Yeah, Magnussen.
This is because I've got all of mine in a list up here, and I don't know what Josh's are, so I'm learning as you guys are. So my 14th is, again, someone you've already said.
Who was it? Oh, God. I don't know who I've said. Well, I know who I've said. I can't remember. I reckon it's going to be Giovinazzi.
It is indeed. Yeah. Giovinazzi. Again, it's just the Alpha. I think that he's going to beat Raikkonen this year. But I think that, again, the Alpha's not going to be as good, but he's going to beat Raikkonen, so that's why he's just above there for me. So, how about you? This is where things get interesting now.
What?
We're in 14th.
14th for mine is Lance Stroll.
Oh!
This is purely driver.
That's hit me big time.
Why, do you have him like 10th or 11th?
I've got him higher. I've got him higher than 14th.
Higher than 14th?
Obviously, Giovinazzi's 14th, but I've got him a few spots higher, yeah.
No, I'd put him there. I reckon the pink Mercedes will be okay. I just don't think he'll have the right results for it. It's usually Perez who's the one who's consistent for that team.
I
And
mean, since I've not actually said these ones yet, I'm going to swap 2 drivers about now.
wow.
I've not said them out loud yet, so I'm allowed to. So you think Stroll's going to be 14th then?
I reckon Stroll's going to be 14.
Okay. From one pink car onto someone who used to be in a pink car, because in 13th place I have Esteban Ocon. In 13th. I don't think the Renault is going to be that good. As much as they've shown promise, but I think they're a solid midfield team now. I don't think they're any more than that.
One good thing about Renault is I like their livery.
The livery's cool. Oh, that's just a test livery, the black one though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you never know with them because
It's probably going to be the same as last year.
I still love that one though.
I do love that one, yeah. It's yellow from one angle, black from another. It's different.
I remember
Same as last year, but different.
I remember when they had a full yellow car and everyone called it the banana.
The banana. Go on then. Have you got a banana in 13th, have you?
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, same as yours.
Oh, Esteban
Ocon.
Oh.
Renault being a very consistent team,
Yeah.
I reckon he'll put in a consistent performance, which will leave him in the middle of the pack at 13th in his Drivers' Championship.
Interesting. So, top 12 now. And for me...
I like how we kind of have the same teams within the top 10.
Kind of, yeah. I reckon this is where it's going to get different.
I reckon in your top 10 it's just consisted of Mercedes drivers, Ferrari drivers, Red Bull, McLaren drivers.
Maybe not in that order. Find out, stay tuned. So in 12th place, getting interesting now, I've put...
Is it the other banana?
It's not the other banana, it's Pierre Gasly.
Oh, you've got him lower than I have.
Oh, yes. I just think that there are cars around him that are better, and as much as he does suit the AlphaTauri, or he suited the Toro Rosso last year, I'm assuming he's going to suit the AlphaTauri this year. I think there's cars around him that are better. Not saying that there's drivers around him that are better, I just think the cars around him are better, and they'll be able to get consistently better performances and therefore more points over the course of a season. So Gasly's in 12th for me. I think Gasly will take a 12th. Do you think Gasly will take a 12th this year?
I think he'll do better. Well, obviously, because it's in my predictions.
In 12th then, who have you got then?
It's his teammate.
Danny Kvyat?
Yeah.
Took it all. Because I put Kvyat lower, so I'm not... Who have you not said yet? And you haven't put him?
Kvyat. For the same reasons, but purely I think Gasly's going to be higher because he's more... I think in the Red Bull, he was less consistent. When he's in that Toro Rosso, AlphaTauri car,
yeah,
he'll go back to his, like, getting... maybe not podiums now, but he put a good performance and he's always shown in his car that...
That's true, yeah.
Because they said that in Red Bull that it's tailored for results, whereas in AlphaTauri it's tailored for the driver, and I reckon that's why he's much more better and suited for that car, and I reckon he'll do... I reckon Kvyat will just be outperformed by his teammate.
Yeah, I think we have both predicted that, of Kvyat being outperformed by Gasly.
You've like he's been smashed by his team.
Well, not too bad. 4 places, it's not too bad. Go on then, I'll let you start with this one. 11th, who have you got?
11th?
Yeah.
Oh,
That is next.
I think 11th's the only driver I haven't said that's not in my... What driver I haven't said? Because he's going to automatically be 11th. I've got my top 10.
Oh yeah.
And I've said that's which driver haven't I said? Ooh. Said Raikkonen. This is why you should plan.
You said Latifi, Giovinazzi, Grosjean, Russell, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Stroll, Ocon, Kvyat.
So, who haven't I said?
You've not said Gasly. You've not said Gasly yet. You've not said... Who else have you not said?
I know there's one driver that
You've not said
said.
Ricciardo yet. You've not said any McLaren drivers. You've not said Perez.
Perez, that was it.
Perez.
Perez is 11th, yeah. I reckon he'll take that pink Mercedes to its spot and just miss out on the top 10 for this one.
Well, I've predicted...
Him getting into the top 10.
I've predicted his teammate to come 11th and get that pink Mercedes to just before the top 10.
You have much more faith in Stroll than
I've got Lance Stroll in. I think he's got the equipment, and I think when he has equipment, he is an alright driver. He's not the best driver.
If you mean money by equipment, he's got a lot of equipment then.
Yeah, of course. Lawrence Stroll, hit me up. Sponsorships.
Trademark.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so top 10 now. Top 10's where it gets really interesting. There's a few drivers that you haven't said.
I know my top 10. I've got my top 10
Okay,
down.
who's 10th for you?
Gasly.
Gasly, oh.
I reckon he'll just slip in there. I reckon
Just
he'll put that
slip in
car
there.
performance
I reckon that is going to be an AlphaTauri season. I think there are.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get good results, but I think they're just going to slip in there.
Yeah, the team to be feared, like the team that won't beat everyone, but the ones that no one was expecting.
Like a dark horse.
Yeah, kind of like in 2018 before they went into administration, Force India, when they came out of nowhere at Spa when it was raining, and got second and fourth and that.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah,
like that. I reckon that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
Come out with the odd podium, maybe, if they get lucky chances. As long as they take up their chance like they did in Brazil and Germany,
yeah,
they'll definitely get podiums.
So speaking of hopefully getting podiums, I think it's my first driver that I put as driver skill outperforming the car, in my opinion. So I put Ricciardo as 10th. Daniel Ricciardo in 10th. That was who I swapped just now. So I had Stroll 10th and Ricciardo 11th. But I just swapped
the fact
them.
you even put Stroll above Ricciardo in any sense.
No, because I looked at it and went, that's not right, so I swapped it. So Ricciardo's 10th for me. Again, it's just a Renault. Like, if he has a good year, he might stay. And if he doesn't have a good year, he might potentially leave. 2021 predictions driver video.
He's too good to leave. He'll get snatched up by another team.
That's true. I think he'll stay in F1.
Hopefully, I thought that about Hulkenberg, but you know.
Ricciardo's got... Yeah, but Hulkenberg was just more expensive than Grosjean, basically. That's what happened. I mean, Grosjean was like, I'll be cheaper, and then that's why he's got a seat. So...
I'm trying not to crash anymore. Sound more like Gunther Steiner than I did Grosjean.
Let's take a look at my predictions, Josh.
I was looking at mine.
No, this is yours.
Because you've got... The one who you just said is my 9th place.
So we'll move on to that now.
Is Ricciardo.
It's Ricciardo.
For the same exact reasons. I think that car... I say on... Well, you'll find out in the Constructors.
If I can spell.
Just do what I put. I couldn't be bothered to spell his name, so I put Rick.
Good old Danny Rick.
Yeah, I reckon he will outperform his car and bring it up into 9th place in the Drivers' Championship. I reckon he will battle for 4th, 5th with the McLarens as Renault always do.
Yeah.
And if their season goes right, they could beat McLaren in Constructors, but with McLaren, spoilers for mine, they're kind of underneath them.
Yeah.
I reckon McLaren will beat them out.
Speaking of McLaren, I got my first McLaren driver here in P9 Drivers' Championship. No, it's not.
Is it your fanboy?
It's me. Yeah, it's me, Lando Norris.
Wow.
It's my favourite driver. If you couldn't tell already. And yeah, so Lando Norris for me is 9th. I rate him as a driver, obviously. That's pretty obvious. And I rate the car he's in. I just think that these next two drivers above him are just going to pip him out. So that's why he's in 9th for me. So that's it really.
8th for me.
Go on then, yeah, you go first.
8th for me. Carlos Sainz.
Oh.
Put Sainz above Norris. I reckon Norris has got to grips with his car now.
Do you think Norris will beat Sainz?
And I reckon it's time for him to perform, like shine finally, like he did in F2. Like he didn't beat George Russell, but he was always there.
Yeah. And
I reckon this is his chance.
Yeah, I mean that that's fair. I've gone for Checo Perez in I think again the pink Mercedes will prevail, and I think
it is looking good to be fair.
I think Perez is consistent enough to use that to his advantage, and I think he'll get in between the McLaren drivers. Spoiler alert, because in 7th I've put Carlos Sainz. So I've got McLaren, pink Mercedes, McLaren. So what have you got in 7th then?
It's your boy Norris. Lando Norris,
yes.
Yeah. Beating Carlos Sainz, not by much. I don't picture it being a big gap in the drivers' championship. I reckon it'll be 1 or 2 points, maybe like 5 or something.
Yeah.
I just reckon it's going to be his season.
All right. So obviously now we've got top 6.
Best of the rest.
So that's best of the rest.
That was Norris as my
best of the rest. So
that kind of shows who we think who's going to win 1.5.
It does a bit, but we'll get onto that later. We've got some quickfire predictions later on after the main bulk of the drivers and the constructors order. So top 6 is where it gets interesting because you've got the big 3, basically, of Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull.
I think my 6th one's kind of predictable.
I don't know. My 6th one's a bit different. I don't know how many people have predicted my driver in 6th. So
the thing is, between these, I feel like in mine there's only going to be small differences between like 6th, 5th, fourth and that, I don't
Yeah.
think there's going to be that much of a difference. They can come above each other.
Yeah.
But with first, second, third, I'm kind of happy
Oh,
with
okay.
that order.
Okay.
Maybe, if you'll see what I mean, maybe my third and fourth could, depending on how the season goes, swap.
The only ones I'm 100% happy with is top 2. I've got a bit bold in my top 6. And I'm starting that with a 6th place.
Come on, if it's the same as mine, I'll let you know.
Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, it's not the same as
In
mine.
P6. Again, I think that Ferrari's car is getting to a point where Vettel doesn't like it. I don't know. I mean, that's just the vibe.
He's
It's
going to
just
turn
the vibe
into
I
a
get.
Fernando Alonso soon.
And we are filming this after testing, by the way, so all the testing has been done. So that's why I think the Ferrari car.
Yes, we have seen Mercedes expose their DAS to everyone.
Yes,
That
indeed.
surprised me, to be fair. I thought that they wouldn't show that until, like...
I don't think it would have been legal in 2021. I think the only reason they've got away with
I
it.
think they would have left it until the Australian Grand Prix to show it in effect, rather than in testing.
Until it fails and then Hamilton goes at a
Until he
wall
pulls
at
out his
180. Yeah. So Vettel for me is 6th again. Not anything against Vettel. I just don't think he suits the car anymore, and I think that the next driver I've got could be a little bit more consistent this year.
I reckon your 5th and your 6th is the same as my 5th
But
and
the
6th,
other
but the
order.
other way around.
So who have you got in 6th then?
Albon.
Albon, yeah.
Albon, yeah. I've got Albon in 6th.
So have you got Vettel in 5th?
I've got Vettel in 5th.
I've got Albon in 5th. Yeah. So
Vettel's lucky number 5.
True, that is true. But I've got Albon in 5th. He's got Vettel. So I mean that's again fair enough.
Fourth is
I think that was predicted. I think those are going to be the bottom 2 of the top 6 in most people's
unless something
predictions.
major happens within the season.
Oh yeah,
to,
because
like,
you never
affect the
know.
running, yeah.
One of the drivers could get the coronavirus and miss like 3 Grand Prix.
And just cough on everyone.
Oh, another thing, while we're here, do you think we're going to get an Imola Grand Prix instead of the Chinese one or not?
I think it's too soon now.
I do think it's too soon.
If it was like maybe over Christmas and they announced the possibility,
Yeah.
I reckon they would have done it.
True, and then it could be a case of it could just be sprung on everyone. But I agree with you.
But then again, they'd
it's
have
too
to
soon.
like think about the logistics, how long it takes F1 teams to get there and set up,
Yeah.
like through planes and lorries and everything.
Yeah, because they send the stuff there weeks in advance, don't they?
Sometimes,
So some
yeah,
of the
but other
stuff,
times they just drive it across the country.
Like Azerbaijan's a difficult one, isn't it? Because they've got So again, I don't think it's too possible, but it's just
That's why you see like some have a 2-week gap, some have a 1, because in the ones they can drive it there quickly. And obviously for bigger teams, they already have bases set up in the country, so they can just, here's a Mercedes for you.
And the best thing about this is it was building up tension for the top 4. So we'll start with you.
Fine.
Who's 4th, Josh?
Calm down, lads, and eat your porridge.
Oh,
It's Valtteri
is it
Bottas.
Valtteri? Valtteri Bottas.
The second flying Finn. I reckon, because the person in third, I reckon, will have an amazing season with his team.
I've gone bold for my 4th. It might be quite unpopular.
Why have you got?
Charles Leclerc. 4th. I don't think the Ferrari's good enough. I know Charles Leclerc is 100% good enough, and he's good enough to win a Drivers' Championship title. But I don't think the Ferrari's good enough this year, anyway. So Leclerc's in 4th for me. So I'm going to guess that we've done exactly the same again with these 2.
Yeah.
You got Leclerc in 3rd.
Yeah.
I've got Bottas in 3rd. So yeah,
I feel like this is purely come down to the cars now.
it is a little bit to the cars. But I suppose Bottas not being 2nd.
Interesting.
We both said that.
We think that well, obviously there's a Red Bull driver in there. We think the Red Bull's going to do well.
Yes, and speaking of which, where have you? What we'll do is for this one we've both got Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen left to play. So what we're gonna say is, where have you put Max Verstappen?
Second.
2nd. Oh. So where have I put Max Verstappen? 2nd. I agree with you. I think that.
I reckon purely it's down to the cars. Like Mercedes, even without the DAS, I reckon they would have had. I would not have changed anything.
Yeah, true.
This DAS is just them winning a race and just getting a bigger gap.
It's just Lewis is just gonna moan about his tyres, but slightly differently.
He can't now because they'll just like push the steering wheel.
Use your DAS.
Push your steering wheel.
Stop
in.
moaning. No, I would love to see that though. I'd love to see someone go, Lewis, your tyres are fine. Shut up. Just be funny.
Or if someone,
just a pure
or if
disrespect.
someone sarcastic comes over, you'd be like, "Do you know that thing we invented where your steering wheel goes in and out?
Yeah.
That kinda
Might want to
Don't get
use
me
that.
wrong, it can kind of cool and heat your tyres when you need them.
Yes. So I mean that is.
And that DAS also affects pole positions.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, who did I put for? I might have to change that. You know.
What, the most pole positions? Mine was going to be this anyway.
You might have to change that.
Purely because the whole heating up of the tyres quicker.
Yes. So we swift as I change my most pole positions because.
This is why we do it on a whim, guys. We don't plan it because then you see how bad you've done.
No, because.
Did you have like Verstappen as most poles?
No, I had Leclerc.
Oh, I was going to say, I know you would have put Verstappen or Leclerc. Leclerc was one of mine for most poles.
Was it?
It was literally between him and who I'm going to say.
So the Constructors' Championship should go a little bit quicker because it should be.
I reckon we should just do top 3.
Loosely, but well, I've got it written down now. It's top 10.
Go for it. We'll do top 10.
It's loosely based on the drivers anyway, so it can't be too different. To what
Unless
I've
we
already
just
said.
put Mercedes come last.
So I'm going to guess we both got Williams at P10.
No. I feel like they'll surprise, and I put Haas as 10th.
Oh, I've got Williams as P10.
But
have you got Williams as P9?
Yeah, I've got
Haas as P9.
yeah.
So we've done a swap again.
I'll put Williams as P9.
Now this is where I think it gets different for both of us.
It's maybe because my hope and dreams. I want Williams to be better.
So do I, but
know
I just
what
don't
they
think
can.
2021's their year. I don't think they're going to be this year.
I reckon they're going to be smarter now. They're not going to bother this much with the season. They're just going to keep their cars, but do what BMW Sauber did, but better. Whereas they just forget the year and just focus purely on 2021.
Because they can put their resources into 2021
Yeah, so if they just, even if their car's crap, they can block. Yeah, 2021's our year.
2021, yeah.
We knew it was going to lose this. We may as
Or
well.
if you're a Ferrari fan, next year's always your year. I've just offended every Ferrari fan.
The Tifosi have just come in.
Yes, they don't like it.
Every dislike on this video is a Ferrari fan.
No, don't dislike the video. Like the video, please. Right, so 8th is where it gets different in teams for us, I think. So who have you got?
Alfa Romeo.
What? I've got Alfa Romeo as well. Wow. Okay. Well, don't listen to me then.
It's not different.
What about 7th then? Is that different?
Between 7th, 6th, and 5th, I found that really hard to do because it depends.
I did as well. To be fair.
It depends on the performance of the cars and the drivers.
Because then it starts. You don't just look at the both. You have to look at whether one driver is going to do loads of points compared to.
Because you'll see when I reveal my top.
And we have some technical.
7th, 6th.
Hello, camera. Okay, we're fine. Right. 7th then. Who you got?
I don't want to say this because my favourite driver.
Do you want me to go first then?
No, I'll do it. My favourite driver's in this team, and I do not want it for him, but Renault.
Is it Renault?
I'll put Renault. Yeah.
Whereas I've put AlphaTauri as P7.
7th.
Yeah, because again, look at my drivers' predictions. I don't think Kvyat's going to do that well. So I think that Gasly can't carry Kvyat higher than 7th.
True.
They're both great drivers, by the way. We're not throwing shade. I'd love to meet any of them.
Gasly.
Go on then. I'm going to go next for 6th. Just because I've put Renault.
We need to stop doing it.
You put AlphaTauri.
I'll put AlphaTauri above them.
We need to stop switching. Right. So again, we basically just swapped over there. I think Renault are good enough to beat AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, and Haas and everyone, but I don't think they're quite good enough to beat the next 2 teams above them. Which, what have you put for 5th?
5th is, we'll give them their old name, Force India, or Sport Pacer Racing, or BWT Racing Point.
It's not the pink one.
The pink Mercedes.
I've also gone for that as well. So I think Racing Point for us anyway is a 5th place team. We think anyway. So
again, they could go anywhere.
Could go either. It could go anywhere. Yeah, I agree.
That 7th, 6th, and 5th. They could swap and change all season.
Yeah, they're actually good to be fair. I think it will go down to the wire, especially in the midfield.
But number 4, I don't think they're going to beat number 4. Number 4 is a solid McLaren.
I think yes.
Solid
we've both
lockout
got
McLaren.
a very solid McLaren. I think that's the only. Maybe they could push on to 3rd, push to more towards the 3rd. I don't want to reveal who that is just yet.
I reckon everyone knows who the 3rd is. Actually, with yours, with mine, they do.
So who have you put?
I've put Red Bull
As 3rd.
as 3rd.
I've put Ferrari as 3rd. Oh, that's interesting.
It's purely because I love all the drivers in those teams, but I think Albon still needs to get used to the Red Bull, and I reckon Vettel and Leclerc are already there, so they can put in more consistent results than Albon can. So
yes, that's true.
Verstappen will be there like second, third, first,
Yeah.
and then Albon will be like fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I see that.
He'll kind of average it out.
I think he'll definitely get his first podium this year.
I reckon he'll get a podium. He deserved it last year.
I know, man.
That annoys me.
To be fair, he left a gap and Hamilton went for it, so I suppose you can't really blame anyone in that
Let's
situation.
just not go into this.
You're gonna go if there's a gap there. Hamilton's gonna go for it. He's a
Have you seen how drivers take that turn? The
True.
natural racing line of that turn is to go out and then come in.
But still,
Hamilton, I love you, but you could have just you were winning. You won. You could have just give Albon his first podium.
yeah. I mean, the only reason I see Ferrari in third again is just I think Red Bull especially can just push on. I think Red Bull this season they've got the race with their Red Bull. I think are probably the bar Mercedes because of the whole title thing and the fact they are the best. I think Red Bull have got the sort of the drive to go. We're gonna put stuff into this season, and that's why.
Red Bull are always big in like racing events.
I mean, that's why I put them second rather than third. So there's my second place, and I'm gonna guess your second place
Ferrari.
is a tifosi for the Ferrari.
The
So,
prancing horse.
Yes. So I think that makes it obvious, and I think it was obvious due to the drivers' predictions as well that we both think Mercedes are going to finish top of the Constructors' Championship.
Despite Bottas coming fourth.
Yeah. You just think Hamilton is going to be that dominant then?
I feel like it, yeah.
Fair enough. I
Or
mean, yeah.
like, or it's Verstappen and Leclerc are just going to be like that shocking in their performance.
It is going to be difficult to stop Lewis Hamilton this year, and I think if Mercedes even get like a top 4 team car for 2021, I think it's still going to be hard to stop Hamilton. I think this is raw talent.
Yeah.
And then that many, well, by this time, if he does win this year, it'll be 7 World Drivers' Championships, and he's still going, he's still fit. He's not like he's, like we said about Raikkonen, or like Kubica last year. It's not like he's getting on a bit. He's still got fitness in him, and I think it's going to be difficult to stop him. So, I mean, that might be another discussion for another podcast sort of thing. So, if you do want to see more podcast type videos like this, do let me know, because I reckon there's, at least in F1, I think there's topics we could talk about. So, and obviously other just car related things that we can talk about as well. So let me know if you want more podcasts.
I'm useless with cars.
No, you're not that bad. You alright?
How modest.
Yes. So to end the video now, we've got quite a few actually. Just quickfire. Quickfire sort of.
You need a buzzer.
We do need a quickfire predictions, and we're not going to go too much into them. We might go a little bit. But a lot of this is going to be like a point system because I want to know who wins, but we haven't worked out the exact point system as of yet. So in the video we do at the end of the season, which reviews these, there will be a point system and we will find out who won. So quick fires, drivers champion is the first one because you can't predict a video without drivers and constructors champion. So
Hamilton!
we both gone for Hamilton and we've both gone for Mercedes.
I should have gone for something completely different. So then,
What, like a Haas?
not that bad. I mean, like a Red Bull or like.
Oh, okay. So.
I was torn on thing. I've had like a feeling that Red Bull was just going to come out of the gates and just shock.
A lot of people have put Verstappen winning the title this year.
Yeah, I had a
Interestingly,
feeling
I haven't seen anyone put Leclerc winning the title this year. Is that because they've not got faith in Leclerc or they've not got faith
I
in
reckon
the
it's they
Ferrari?
haven't got faith in the Ferrari. It's not the Ferrari as last year. It's the
I
strategists.
can't see Leclerc anywhere other than Ferrari. I can't see him moving now.
No, we're just saying it's purely because of his team. Like he can drive. You put him on the right strategy.
Yeah.
Ferrari, I reckon, like Bahrain, like he was there. Bahrain's like the second race in like
I think
the
so,
season,
yeah, second
and he
race.
was like solid first until a mechanical failure lost in the race to Hamilton.
Again, I think that it's difficult with Leclerc because I think that it could be such an unlucky career for him because if Ferrari don't sort their car out and if Ferrari don't have a good car, I can't see him moving anywhere other than Ferrari. Because let's say Red Bull and Mercedes say the top teams, Mercedes aren't going to want him if they've got a championship winning driver because they don't want anyone to battle with said championship winning driver.
True.
Red Bull have got Verstappen, so Red Bull aren't going to want anyone fighting with Verstappen, so I can't see him moving anywhere other than Ferrari, and if Ferrari don't get their car sorted out, he might never win a title, and as sad as that is to say, it's possible.
It'd be like Hulkenberg, to be fair, because Hulkenberg was another favourite to win a title.
A title?
A title, yeah.
Jeez,
because
back in the day.
His performance was like so consistent, like no other driver was as consistent as Hulkenberg.
Yeah.
And he was like solid, but then he went to Force India and went through all that.
Was it Force India he almost got his podium in? He got his P4? Sad times for Nico Hulkenberg. R.I.P.
That's when people thought he should have left the team and went for a better team. But no, he stayed in Force India thinking that they were going to progress further.
Yeah.
And then they went through a lot of stuff.
They did indeed. And now they've been bought by a billionaire. Woo! Right, anyway.
And they got sponsored by an even bigger billionaire.
Most pole positions. Quickfire, who you got?
Hamilton.
Same. Wow. How original we both are.
It kind of has to be fair.
I did have Leclerc. I think you had Leclerc at one point as well.
I was struggling between.
You got the most, like, you got 7 last year, didn't you? Even in that Ferrari, but I think the Mercedes is that much better.
Yeah. So. Whereas Red Bull shine only on certain tracks, Mercedes are like consistent with their speed.
Speaking of consistent, most podiums.
Most podiums. See, I kind of want to go Hamilton because
I've gone for Hamilton.
I reckon.
I've gone for Hamilton. I want points.
Because podiums like count as first, second, third. I reckon it'll be Hamilton and Verstappen as like the 2 most consistent for podiums.
How about the most fastest laps then?
Ooh.
Most. Okay.
Does this count
just for context? The DHL fastest lap award, is that DHL fastest?
Because that's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask when they set the lap time or the fastest lap at the end of the race.
So you know how like the little stopwatch.
Yes. So
they get the award like fastest lap of the race.
I'll say.
So race day fastest laps, most of them.
Okay, I'm not going to go with Hamilton or Bottas.
I didn't go with them either.
With Mercedes, they're more consistent in a race strategy. Like they'll set fastest lap when the tyres are warm, but then they'll just stick them to go to the end of the race, and obviously you're not going to set a fastest lap.
I agree. I mean,
whereas I reckon it'll be Verstappen.
That's who
I reckon.
Mad. We're so original.
Red Bull are just like that. Like they'll put their car on the soft tyres to catch the other teams like Ferraris and Mercedes.
But the only reason I see that is because Verstappen, in my opinion, is the better Red Bull driver. No offense to Albon, I think he's a great driver, but Verstappen's better.
Yeah, and it is.
Verstappen's, again, with the whole Red Bull pushing this year, Red Bull have been more willing to go out, at least get a point for fastest lap, and I think Red Bull will do that more times out of anyone else's season, so Verstappen. So we both put Verstappen for that one. So we've both done quite similar for these first few. I believe we've both got the same for this next one, is the most retirements for a driver across the course of the season. So obviously, just for context, a retirement is just a driver not finishing the race for whatever reason.
I feel like it's hard because if it's the driver that crashes out, it'd have to be like Grosjean is the most likely.
I've put Grosjean because I don't think the Haas is that good this year either, so I'll put Grosjean.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'll go with Grosjean purely because I think.
Grosjean as well.
And also what you said just then about the Haas, I don't think it's going to be a reliable car. They've always had like look at Australia. In 2 years' time, both times they had failures because of the tyres not being on and then the suspension failure.
Oh yeah.
And if it happens in Australia, Gunther Steiner is not going to be happy.
No, not at all.
And season 3 of Drive to Survive is going to be so funny.
Yes, I've not even watched season 2 yet. He has, so don't spoil it in the comments, please. Right, so. Have most retirements. Obviously, the next obvious one is the least retirement. So, which driver do you think is going to have the least retirements? And I think this one's more difficult than it sounds.
It is
to predict
because it depends on the drivers not crashing and nothing like unexpected comes out. Like Bottas in Azerbaijan, was it 2018, where he was winning the race and then he had a puncture.
Yeah.
And then he had to retire.
And then also you got to think that do you pick a lower down driver or do you pick one at the top, but the top one might get in fights and then might.
I reckon Albon.
Or Albon. We've gone different, everyone. That's happened, because I'll put Lewis Hamilton.
I reckon Albon's more. I feel like he's going to be more careful.
Yeah. Like
being in Red Bull, he knows this is a one thing, like opportunity kind of thing, and he'll just put in result after result after. He won't get into like stupid fights or anything because let's be honest, he's not going to be battling for like first, and he's not going to go crazy like Verstappen does, like with Ocon.
Yeah.
So I reckon.
I wanted to unlap myself.
Leave my driver alone.
Sorry, as much as is your driver, that was ridiculous. You don't try and unlap yourself, you mad.
It's racing. Got to go for the gap, ain't you?
I mean, I agree with that, but you're in Formula 1, you're not in go-karts. Like,
it is go-karts.
I know it is, but you don't. You're in a racing point, or was it a Force India at the time?
It's Force India.
You're in a Force India trying to unlap yourself.
What's the difference?
Trying to unlap yourself on a Red Bull. What are you doing?
To be fair, I see you. I just don't. If it was any other time in the race other than the last couple of laps, I would have went for the unlap.
Oh no! Again, last laps. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Just
it's
keep
just like,
your position, man.
There's no point.
Anyway,
Okay, if it happens again, you get to finish the race a lap earlier. Take that break. That's what I'd do.
but the only reason I've gone Hamilton for least retirements is because he's got this streak of points finishes, hasn't he? I think he's going to continue that.
And it's kind of hard to crash to it in 21 when you're first.
Yes, it is more difficult to crash when you're first.
Unless you're Verstappen.
So, these two are going to be quite quick because we've spent a lot of time on the retirements for drivers. Most retirements are a team, so both drivers put together. I don't mean both drivers at once. Let's say one driver gets 3 retirements and the other one gets 3. Then that team together has got 6. So which team is going to have the most retirements over the course of the season? I've also put Haas.
Yes. To be fair, if Williams showed a bad test, then I would have went Williams. But
what about least retirements then?
So most consistent team for
in terms of finishing. So I haven't put Mercedes.
I'll either put, or I'm thinking between Red Bull and probably McLaren. Verstappen's kind of a wild card, so I'll go with the more consistent. I'll go with McLaren.
That's who I've gone for.
I can't risk Verstappen. all like props to him. He goes for stuff, but McLaren are kind of a good team, a consistent team.
The only reason I went for McLaren, I didn't want to go with Mercedes because of Hamilton, but I also think that Bottas is going to be so hell-bent on trying to go better. He's going to do more risky overtakes, he's going to fight more, and you might have more collisions with drivers. Not saying he's going to crash or that the Mercedes are going to fail, but you might have more entanglements with other drivers that force him to retire. So I think McLaren, as both drivers put together, are going to be the... So, fastest pit stop of the season. So Red Bull got it last year. Was it 1.85 seconds last year? Something like that?
I'm going to go Red Bull now.
I'm also going to go Red Bull. Purely because a 1.85 second pit stop is untouchable. So if they can do anywhere near like that again, then they'll win that. What about the team that has the most fastest pit stops?
That's going to be Williams.
We are the same person. I've also put Williams.
They've been consistent every single year in their pit stops.
They have to be fair.
If you look at pit stops variants, I reckon Williams is like just a bit of a...
And we even got Giga Kubica out of it. when they let him out. Another one. So F1.5 is basically, if you don't know, is just the Formula 1 Championship, but without the top 3 teams.
Yeah. Usually it's below Red Bull, but Red Bull have a chance of being second. So below Red Bull or Ferrari.
So Constructors is obvious. We've both got McLaren.
Yeah.
So we'll put that one down now. Drivers, who did you put as your...
Norris.
You put Norris. I put Sainz. So it's a McLaren battle there. Moving on. Another channel on YouTube is WTF1. You're probably already subscribed to them, but if you aren't, then the link will be in the description.
Supporting bigger channels, like corporations we are.
At the current time of recording, I have 36 subscribers, so I have loads. He has like 50 something, so
we'll say 53. I think I have 53.
Anyway,
get me to 100.
They do a social media team championship. So which team do you think is going to win that?
I'm going to change mine. Last year it was Sport Pace Racing Formula 1 team.
Or this year it would have been BWT Formula 1 team.
I'm going to go with Mercedes.
Oh!
Purely because I've been following their Twitter and some of the stuff they've been putting up is absolutely hilarious.
I think purely based on consistency, McLaren. Because I think they're going to get points in almost every race because of their social media's good. Whether they'll win, I think they'll get second or third in pretty much every race. So I put McLaren for that one. So that's interesting. But no one else has predicted that. Right. So, because we are English or British, there is a British Grand Prix. So which driver is going to win? Hamilton. Yeah, okay.
We've got to go full Patriots.
I was going to go Verstappen, but then it was like Hamilton.
Usually the record's been Hamilton, Vettel, Hamilton.
Yeah, so Hamilton. I'd love to see him win it as well. And if Hamilton doesn't win it, I either want to see Lando Norris,
a British driver, or George Russell.
So
basically, if every car crashes out, George Russell's got a chance.
Patriotism. Anyway, so championship deciding race. What's it going to go down to, Josh?
Right. I am choosing an interesting one because I think I love a bit of havoc, and the one track to have havoc is Japan.
Oh, Suzuka.
Japan.
So basically, this is just the race that Josh thinks the driver's title will be decided in. So, for example, we both predicted Hamilton to win the drivers' championship. So, if Hamilton wins the drivers' championship in Japan, so if he gets enough points,
mine's very forward. Like that seems Hamilton.
It's a few ahead because you've still got USA, Mexico, Abu Dhabi.
Actually, no, I'm changing now. You just reminded me.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with Mexico.
Well, Mexico. Does Mexico come before US or after?
After.
So it's US, so, Mexico, Abu Dhabi.
You have one before. No, then you have Brazil.
Brazil, yeah, okay. So he's got Mexico. So he thinks Hamilton will win the drivers' championship in Brazil. I've gone interesting because
he's been very hopeful.
I'd quite like it to go down to Abu Dhabi, so I'm just going to predict Abu Dhabi.
It would be a nice change, though.
In the hope that I jinx it, basically.
I can't remember the last time that it, like
2012.
2012. Let's just go back to 2012. It's such a good season. Most drivers, obviously, then most teams.
Yeah.
Greatest battle ever from like Vettel, Alonso, Massa, and then you had like drivers like Schumacher, Rosberg, Hamilton. But just go back.
It's probably a good. I didn't watch F1 back then, but
you had like the new teams like Caterham and all that go in.
I'd love to see someone random like Caterham back again. So then the last one of this video, there is a Driver of the Day award awarded for every race. So which driver is going to get the most Driver of the Days?
Norris.
Oh!
I'm gonna go with Norris.
That's put me off guard.
I'll go with Norris.
I just think that because
it was between Norris and Albon for me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I'll put Verstappen because he's got many orange fanboys.
Oh, for one race.
No,
he goes to Austria.
Yeah, but they all have phones.
No, I went because I reckon Albon and Norris in this case, they can have surprise performances, and that's usually what causes a driver.
But Verstappen got the most last year, and Verstappen didn't really.
Look at his season.
Did he really warrant the most Driver of the Days last year?
Yeah, most of them he did.
Did he? Did he know? Because Hamilton didn't get a single Driver of the Day, and yet he won the championship.
But he was again.
So, do they vote on actual Driver of the Day? No. Do they vote on popularity? Probably.
Do you know what? This is like This is turning F1. You turn it into football now. Whoever scores the most goals gets the man of the match usually.
He wasn't even good. Anyway, but that's gone on. We're at 47 and a bit minutes now. So if you are still here, then you're an absolute legend. So that is the first.
An absolute me.
So, I mean, since you're such a legend, you can finish the video then, go on. Not such a legend now. That's it from me. So that's the Formula 1 2020 predictions. We are going to film a video now, actually, guessing our 2021 driver predictions. So that'll be a video. And we're also going to be doing our F1 fantasy. So, I will also try and put the league. We'll make a league, and we'll put it in. And I'll put the league code in the description of all three prediction videos. But there'll be this video that you've just watched now. There'll be a 2021 driver predictions video coming out soon, and also an F1 fantasy video also coming out soon, all featuring Josh. Woo! Go subscribe to his channel. At the end of the video, you should see his little circle next to mine. Make sure you subscribe to both of us if you're not already. And I think that's it. Is that it?
Nothing more from me, James.
That's it then. Nice announcer's voice. And
over and out.
You ready for an awkward turning the camera off?
Go for it.
Because I'm going to have to step up and then click the button.
Give it a noggin.